Somos celebs, pull up loco. You know we up next, pull up mofos. They don't see, they on repeat, they like, oh no. Where's the mix it up, let's take a photo now. Photo now, photo now, photo now. For now, I'm loco. For now, I preserve the beat, I'm more loud. I said I'm more loud, I'm more loud. Somos celebs, pull up loco. You know we up next, pull up mofos. They don't see, they on repeat, they like, oh no. Where's the mix it up, let's take a photo now. Photo now, photo now, photo now. For now, I'm loco. For now, I preserve the beat, I'm more loud. I said I'm more loud, I'm more loud.
Yes, my people, big up yourself, big up the whole Metric community, man. Smash the likes on your way in. You know we're always here, man. Like we was yesterday, the day before, and the day before that. We're always out here, man. Smash these likes, man. Support the channel, man. You know we're trying to grow out here, man. You get me? So come on, man. Let me turn this off and set this up. So any bombers come true, you know you always get it here first. Let's get into it, my peoples, man. So boom. We got this stuff about obviously we got the transfer plans. They more or less been coming out since we've been out here. You've been seeing who we want to get. 2 midfielders, left wingers, blah, blah, blah. Bro, it seems like it's switching up now. There's a lot going on. They're looking at the boy Martinez and these guys. They're saying, yo, you man can't stay fit. We can't trust you lot. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get into all of that in a second, like I'm saying. But we'll start off, obviously, we had some talks about Osimhen yesterday. That's what we're on right now. I don't know how true these is. I'm not going to get into it too much. Obviously, I watched him against... who did he play? Liverpool yesterday, and he's a beast. He's on a different thing. So big up the boy Osimhen, but I don't know. We're one of the clubs looking at him. When you actually look at the article, it says there's loads of other clubs involved. Look, no, this ain't thing. This is Man United are stepping up for Fernandes from West Ham, but we'll get into that in a second. Where's the get Osimhen stuff? Let me show you, lot. So basically, there's a few teams in for Osimhen. Look, this is the same thing again. Look, we're stepping it up for Matthäus Fernandes. I don't know how true this is as well. We'll get into that though. You understand? But yeah, he's just like we've scouted him a few times, blah blah blah. He's on our list. This is the Osimhen stuff here, and he's reposted it himself. Osimhen could be Premier League move could be on the horizon. Galatasaray reportedly set a 130 million euros price tag for, as Bayern Munich, Arsenal, and Man United circle. I don't think this is true, bro. That's way too much. I know he was on a 300k. He still is on 300k as we speak. But come on, man. Like 130 million euros is mental. What is that even in pounds? Like, I don't even know what that is in pounds. But it's going to be something mad. Yeah, 130 million euros. What is that? Ain't that what Verts came for or whatever? It's not even making any sense. 130. Let's change that to pounds. That's 112 million. So 130 million euros would be 112 million. I don't know. We'll see if anything happens from that. But that's all Osimhen, chat. That's where we came from yesterday. And I just thought I'll show you that again what's going on with that. Let's get into some more news. Stuff that's happened in the last 24 hours with Man United, of course. Ben Jacobs has come out here and spoke. You know, when Ben Jacobs comes out, he always goes mad, does a mad segment, speaks about basically everything at once. So we're going to get into that one by one. And here we go. We'll start off here with the boy Bruno Fernandes. He's basically just getting onto it. There's been bare reports about Bruno, about Champions League. He will leave if we don't get Champions League. He will stay. There's so much things up and down. 400k, but this is what Ben Jacobs has come out and said about it. He's basically said, if Manchester United convince Bruno Fernandes that he remains integral, then Fernandes will consider staying. But make no mistake, Saudi are coming in regardless. Saudi are rating him. They want him as soon as possible. They're not on this joke thing. So either way, if we get Champions League or not, Saudi is still coming in for Bruno Fernandes. It's up to Bruno if he's going to turn around and go, you know what? Nah, I actually want to stay. Do you understand? So every day we got reports about Fernandes. Is he going to stay? Is he going to leave? But yesterday, there was some talks about Bruno, basically. Look, we got strong. Look at this. Look, Bruno Fernandes will meet Man United to discuss his future, but signs strongly point to him staying. Bruno viewed as a key figure alongside Mainu and Maguire in the club's plans. So we don't know. There's talk saying that he's going to stay. There's talk saying that he's going to leave. There's talk saying that we're going to offer him 400k and then he is going to stay after that. But Ben Jacobs is coming at himself and he is saying that, yo, we don't know yet, etc. But we definitely want him to stay. I tell you that for free. And something came out, was it yesterday? Yeah, this was coming out. Fabrizio Romano. So some people say Ben Jacobs a fraud and they like Fabrizio. Some people say Fabrizio's a fraud and they like Ben Jacobs. So this is both of them what they're basically saying. Fabrizio came out and said if Man United qualify for the Champions League and present Bruno with a very interesting and ambitious project, there's good chances for him to stay and continue. So it's more or less the same thing. He's not really saying much in that because we could get Champions League and then you don't give him a good ambitious project and then he leaves anyway. So you're not even telling us 100% or not. You're just saying we got good chances for him to continue and stay. So that's what Ben Jacobs has said about Bruno Fernandes. We'll see what happens with him, man. I think Bruno stays. If we keep Carrick or we get like a Nagelsmann or someone a bit like, okay, they've got something to him, I think he stays. If we get rid of Carrick and we go get someone that's a rookie like McKenna or something like that, or maybe even a Poch where we got to basically start the whole project again, I think he goes. If we don't get Champions League and it's like we got to waste another year trying to get into the Champions League and all of that, everyone's wages get cut by 12, 25%, I think he keeps it moving. He said, this is long. I've been doing this for ages, this project thing. I've been carrying this squad and I've got to keep carrying this squad. All now, I'm out of there. That's what I reckon happens with Bruno Fernandes. So we'll see. We move on from there. Look at the boy Joshua Zirkzee. Joshua Zirkzee is eyeing a summer exit from Manchester United. We all know the situation with Joshua Zirkzee. He was meant to go ages ago. He agreed personal terms with Roma. He was ongoing. He really wanted to go, but we had all the guys at AFCON. We had Bruno, a couple other Mount injured. They were never going to let him go in January. It didn't make any sense for them. We would have been left short. Now, every manager that's come through isn't rating him. Ruben Amorim barely played him. Carrick's come true. He ain't playing him like that. Do you know what I'm saying? He only gave him some minutes the other day against Newcastle. Yo, try something different, please. But he didn't really, come on, let's be real. They don't really rate him like that. So that's just keeping it 100%. So he will get his move, especially in the summer. Especially when you think about that we're going to probably want someone that can more add to the team, that can more play. You know what I'm saying? They don't look at his style. What is he, a 9.5, etc.? I don't think we got that going on anymore. That was more Eric Ten Hag tried something different. But now it seems like, yo, we're going to try and go for a player that is seriously can give us something. So if Sesko's not performing or it gets to the 70th minute, it's not working, bring on someone else that can go and give you something. And then look at this now. So Samuel Locker says, I broke that down a little bit more. And he says, listen, Man United forward Zirkzee is eyeing a summer exit. Amorim was open to letting Zirkzee leave in the winter. Yet the club hierarchy blocked it. Because they said, bro, you got Amadan and Mbumo at AFCON. You've got Bruno Fernandes injured. Why are we going to let this guy go? Mainu's not really playing at that time as well with Amorim. So United expected to be in the market for a left winger in the summer and selling Zirkzee could offset the cost. I reckon we've already got the money for the left winger and the two midfielders. But I reckon selling Zirkzee gives us more money where we can turn out there and obviously add to it and do what we want to do. It gives us a bit more boost. That's all it is. So, yeah, man, I think Zirkzee definitely goes, man. Smash the likes, my peoples, man. These likes are not making no sense. Come on, my people. Let's get these likes up, man. You know we're always here, man. But, yeah, so that's the situation with Zirkzee, man. He's eyeing a summer exit. I think that goes without saying he's gone. Him and Ugarte, I don't think that you need to break it down or give explanations. Bruno Fernandes is the one where you don't know what would happen or players like that, like Dalot. But Zirkzee and Ugarte, I think them two is plain Jane, they're gone. We move on from there. So we got this now. Even if Kobbie Mainoo signs a new deal, Man United will look to sign two elite midfielders with Casemiro leaving and the club open to an Ugarte exit in the summer. So listen, this is where it gets a bit weird now because Alex Crook only became reliable because he rolls around with Ben Jacobs. That's the only reason Alex Crook is reliable. Because he rolls with Ben Jacobs, people have took him in now. Whatever he says, all right, you know what, we hear you now because you roll with Ben Jacobs. Ben Jacobs has come out and said this, what we're reading now. We're still going to sign two elite midfielders, yeah? And the club open to Ugarte exit. So they don't mind Ugarte going in the summer. But Alex Crook has came out today and said this. Look at this now. Man United expected to follow a similar recruitment model just like last summer where it's Premier League proven, etc., yeah? And then he says, Even though recent developments around Kobe Mainoo could affect plans to sign multiple midfielders, recent names mentioned include Matthäus Fernandes after strong performances for West Ham, Hayden Hackney from Middlesbrough, viewed as a cheaper option. You obviously Carrick used to manage. United can still sign one big midfield name, such as Adam Wharton, Belieber, Anderson, Tonali, and then add a younger one. So the two elite midfielders are seen as unlikely. Look at that last line, guys. Two elite midfielders is seen as unlikely. This is what Alex Crook is saying. He only made his name because he rolls with Ben Jacobs, and Ben Jacobs was solidified this summer. Look at the time of this, 2 o'clock, March the 11th. Today's news, guys. Yeah, no old stuff. He's come out and said that today. 2 elite midfielders, and Ben Jacobs has come out and said Man United will look to sign 2 elite midfielders. So what are we doing here? What is really going on? Ben Jacobs is saying one thing, the big dog, and then the young boy is saying, nah, they're not going to sign 2 elite midfielders. It's going to be one elite one and maybe one cheaper version. But we got to remember something, and this is what I've been saying from the start about Alex Crook. You only believe Alex Crook when he acts Ben Jacobs. So when he's got a story with Ben Jacobs, I believe him. When he's by himself and he's doing it for TalkSport, bro, he's trying to get clicks. You got to go on the article to read about it more. When you read about it more, you click onto it, he gets money. So if he gets, I don't know, 10,000 clicks onto that one article, wow, what Man United signed in the midfielder? I don't know where. He gets money for it. Oh my God, Alex, well done. You've done a good job. So I never believe him when he talks for TalkSport. I only believe him when he speaks with Ben Jacobs. So he's Ben Jacobs younger. Ben Jacobs saying we're going to sign 2 elite midfielders today, as you can see, 11th of March at 2:18. And then he's come out just before that at 2 o'clock today, and he's saying that we're not going to sign 2 midfielders. But your big dog is saying opposite. I don't know. But yeah, that's the situation. Kobe staying. That's not going to change anything. According to Ben Jacobs anyway, we're still going to go for our 2 midfielders. But yeah, Alex Crook's coming with some Nick stuff where now they're going to go for someone else. It's only going to be one, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. We'll see. But it's good to see that we're still in there for midfielders, etc. And we haven't gone off track when it comes to that sense of things. Ben Jacobs keeps talking about this guy. No other journalist has brought this guy up when it comes to the midfield options. Fabrizio, Ornsteins, every single one of them. Andy Mittens, no one speaks about him. It's only ever Ben Jacobs. Like, it's like he just made a story with him and he can't let it go. Or he's trying to get him a move or something. But anyways, he goes on and speaks about this and says, Chelsea feel that Andre Santos' paved way from Strasbourg to Chelsea is on track. And in addition to that, he's got a very favourable manager. And I think Man United know that. So I'm not aware, despite the interest of any further active talks since he came up during the conversations for Garnacho. If Man United get any wind of that, there's a chance that Chelsea might be prepared to sell, then it'll still be one to watch from now to summer. So you've just told us a whole load of nothing. Literally. You've just told us a whole load of nothing. You just told us that basically he plays for Chelsea. His name came up in the conversation with Garnacho, which was in August. But you keep bringing it up. And I will show you that he keeps bringing it up for no reason. Look at this. This was Ben Jacobs in October 2025. October the 23rd, 2025. He brought him up, Andre Santos. When I type in Andre Santos on my bookmark, nobody else speaks about him apart from Ben Jacobs, as you can see. This is the Chelsea fans page. Look, CFC. This is their aggregate page. Man United remain interested in Santos. They remain interested in Santos, but Chelsea hold all the cards. 6th of March. We're at the 11th of March. So what's that, 5-6 days ago? And then now, this is what he said on the 9th. No, this ain't even him, to be honest. And then now he's saying that, yeah, there's nothing really there, despite the interest. So what's really going on then? So the 11th, you're saying there's nothing there, despite the interest. But on the 6th of March, you were saying Man United remain interested. This is when he's speaking. So I just get confused, bro. I feel like this situation now is, because they're known as good journalists when the transfer window's open, a lot of them they get booked now. Like someone will call them, yo, I want to do a show with you, give us an update. We'll pay you whatever it is for an hour or whatever. So when they do that, they have to come with something. Because what's the point of me coming? Imagine you're paying me for my information to transfer. I have to give you something new. Think about it. If I just come to your show after 3 months and I'm telling you the same things I told you 3 months ago, there's nothing new. It's nothing for you to gas up, nothing for you to aggregate, nothing to you to clickbait. So they always got to add something to it to make it seem like something's going on. So he said that on the 6th of March, Man United remain interested. And then today he's saying Chelsea feel that he's on track for his pathway. I think Man United know that. So I'm not aware, despite the interest of any or further talks. So what's the story then? So what was the point of saying that then on the Chelsea one then? See what I'm trying to say? So I don't know, man. This is what he's saying about Santos. I don't really rate Santos, to be honest, anyway. I don't think he's all that. I think he's okay. Obviously, he wasn't playing when Maresca was there. Maresca didn't really rate him. Now that Rafinha's there, Rafinha was with him in Strasbourg when they sent him out on loan. So now he's giving him a chance. He's playing him. He favours him. Now his name's coming up, but I don't think he's that special. It is what it is. We move on from that anyway. The boy Anderson. So Ben Jacobs is speaking about it. Remember, there's been all these reports about Man City. They're basically 1 foot in. They're confident they're going to get him. That's their next signing. I've already conceded. I've already said Man City's going to sign Anderson. I already think that. I know it's a myth because all the reports, not one of them has came out and said anything positive about us. It's always been, yeah, Man City, Man City, Man City. But cool. We move on from that anyway. Man City and Man United both expected to go big on Elliot Anderson. We're not at advanced point to club negotiations, or even Elliot Anderson saying he only wants one club. So at this stage, we can't really say whether the blue or red half of Manchester are winning. So that's what he's saying. He don't know nothing else. As with Semenyo, Man United tend to try and get the player buy-in first. So we want the player to say, I only want Man United. What Cunha done basically, Mbumo done it out and loud. That's what we want the player to say. Yeah, I only want Man United. As soon as you do that, it makes it easier for us. Where Forest can't play games and bidding wars and that because, bro, you said where he wants to go. If they can't get that, they back out and they make a point of sometimes through sources, of course, not officially explaining why. So that's what you're basically trying to say is we want it 100%. So we're going to speak to Anderson. Yo, big man, do you want to come to us or not? Because we're ready to give you what you want. Yeah, City can offer bigger wages because they're giving up 300k to Guy. Haaland's on 500k. They're on mad stuff over there where they can give them wages that they've been in Champions League every year. They ain't got debt, etc. They're doing well. So that's what we're on. Let us know what you want. We're not going to go out here and do bidding wars and go mad. Do you want to sign for Man United or not? If he says, yes, I do want to come there, we'll consider it. If it's a thing where he's longing us off, he's not answering the phone, he's airing us, he's taking a bit of time, peace, bro. We ain't got time for this. So I don't know. But I reckon, me personally, I reckon Elliot Anderson goes to City. Every single report has came out as more or less, if it's out of the two clubs, it's always leaned towards the City side. So that's what I think. He goes on anyway. And he carries on speaking about it. And he says, my intel from within the club at the moment is not that Man United definitely think that they're going to lose the race for Elliot Anderson, or that he's going off to Manchester City, or that the player is only going to make a decision based on finances. There's an appreciation Manchester City will be able to offer more money, but Man United are certainly going to be able to improve upon his current Nottingham Forest package. So let's say he's on 110k a week. We could obviously offer him 190, 180. Easily. You're going to be here for a decade, bam. Man City could offer him 300k. Easy. 280. That's what they've been doing. Mamouche is on 270 or 280. Mamouche. And he barely even plays. See what I'm trying to say? So they do stuff like that over there where they can offer him mad wages. So that's what he's basically trying to say. But we don't know if Anderson's going to be there for the money. Man United are certainly going to be able to improve upon his package. So this is one I think is going to run into late April, early May period before we get real clarity. So no one really knows. A lot of people has been guessing. A lot of people that has been coming out with some info about this. I've just been saying the same thing. Yo, listen, Elliot Anderson, it seems like he's going to go to Manchester City. Yeah? They're the favourites. Every time, look, I'll go on my bookmarks and show you lot now. Literally, any time that they put the two clubs together, it's always Manchester City. Literally, that they favours. That Man City are primed to step up their interests. Blah, blah, blah. Man City, done deal. It's already done. Remember, they sent Ortega the other way. Ortega's gone to Nottingham Forest, so they're already doing business as well. And there's talks about this, that Man United have to more or less get Champions League before he can even speak to us. He's already in Europa League. You don't want to play Europa League again. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So That's a situation with Elliot Anderson, man. I reckon he goes to Man City. I've stopped entertaining it, but you never know. You saw what happened with Declan Rice. Declan Rice, yo, Man City's coming for him. He picked Arsenal. They both basically put in the same thing. He said, nah, bro, I want to go Arsenal and start my own little legacy. Boom, boom, boom. I don't want to be doing second fiddle to Rice and all of these other guys, to Rodri and all these other guys that they had their Gundogan and all that. He said, nah. So you never know, man. He could turn around and sting us all. But every single article that has compared the two clubs has always said Manchester City are confident and that he will prefer Manchester City. So we'll see. We'll get into more midfielders, of course. Smash the likes, my peoples, man. I'm going to get these chats in a minute. Make sure you lot are smashing these likes. If Tonali could go back to Italy, he would. Something dramatic would have to happen financially for an Italian club to afford his fee and wages. Remember, Italian clubs don't really pay that much when it comes to wages, and they definitely don't pay no money when it comes to fee. He could just end up staying at Newcastle unless a Premier League club can match the asking price and the package on offer. Man United could be one to watch, but so could Arsenal as well. The reports linking him to United are likely spin so far. So right now, he's saying that the reports linking him to Man United are not true. There's nothing in that right now. But then again, he's one of the guys that said something about Tonali to Man United, though. So I don't know. But yeah, he's basically saying, look, we'll see what happens. Remember, this came out yesterday, 10th of March. You can see this, the date. This is the Italian source that said Man United official have confirmed Tonali is high on their list. They want £90 million, Newcastle. And remember, Newcastle's got this little beef with us. Who's that team we call United? They do every time they play us. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, they got this United beef. Where the real United? Newcastle United was formed before Manchester United because our name was something different before, Newton Heath. So they get onto their own thing. So they're going to want to charge us an arm and a leg. And you got to remember, we robbed all of their targets as well, Cunha and Bumo and Sesko. So they hate us, if anything. And in their head, we're rivals. So think about it. It's a myth. So as you can see, there's a lot of talks about Tonali, boom, 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 87 million, all of that. This is Ben Jacobs himself saying Manchester United like Tonali, but the midfielder's dream is to return to Italy. And then, like he said, didn't it? Look, he said the same thing on the 5th. You got him on the 11th. He's saying the same thing. This is why I say sometimes they got to make up a story to make it seem like the person's getting their money's worth. If you're calling someone to talk to you 6 days apart, you want to hear something different. If you're going to hear the same thing you heard 6 days ago, you wouldn't call them. So as you can see, he's saying the same thing here. How Italian clubs cannot afford Tonali, and then today he says the same thing here. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Italian clubs cannot afford his wages and his fee. So he's going to say the same things that are true probably, and then he's going to add something else in. He's probably going to put another story in that and say it a different way so that it can look like something. So he's getting his money's worth. That's what it seems like. But that's the situation with Tonali, of course. So I don't know, man. I think Tonali's an option, but he got offered to Arsenal first. So the fact he got offered to Arsenal, we're gonna have to see if they've got some space for him next year. And they might win the league. So you might think, yeah, I'm definitely going over there. We'll see. Bruno Guimarães, he's on the list as well, of course. I'm not too sure on him because he's 28. Ineos are a bit weird with ages. The oldest player we've signed since we got Ineos is, I think, is 26, and that was Mazzarori. So I can't see Ineos going out there and buying a 28-year-old now. They want some resale value. If we go and give Bruno G a deal, he ain't gonna leave until he's done. So your next deal will be 28. You probably get a 5-year deal, 32, 33. You're gonna be worth nothing. So I don't think they do that. I think they look at it and say, no, we want some money. But he goes on and said it's true. Casemiro made a suggestion informing Man United he was going to leave in the summer and that Bruno Guimarães would be a good fit and somebody that the club should explore. But this is Jason Wilcox and Christopher Vavell. It's not an ongoing player that's going to inform the recruitment strategy. So basically, Casemiro did come out and he said some stuff like, yo, you don't want to replace me properly, go and get the younger version of me. We played together in the, remember, they played together in Brazil. It's my guy, etc. So Bruno G, look, this is what I'm saying. Ben Jacobs said this on the 5th. On the 5th. So 6 days ago, he said this as well. This is what I tell you. He's just repeating himself a lot. So it is true, Casemiro raised Guimarães, but we don't know what's going to happen with that. He's a loyal player, isn't he? He's always kissing the badge. He loves Newcastle. They put him on. So no one knows if he's going to go anywhere. And Christopher Vavell, they're not going to look at Casemiro, take his advice and go, yeah, bro, we're going to do it because you say so. They're obviously going to do their due diligence and what they need to do and think, is he part of it? But I think because of the age, they don't get him in. That's just me personally. Because he's 28, I think it's a myth. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But you never know, innit? You just never know with these people. And you got to remember, look at some of our other signings. We wanted Watkins. Amrin wanted Watkins. Watkins is what? How old is Watkins? We said, no way. 29, 30? We said, nah, bro, we're cool. Martinez, 33. Amrin wanted Martinez. We said, nah, bro, we're going for Lamens. So look at that. 28 years old. November, he's going to be 29. Bro, they're going to ask for probably like 80, 90 million as well. It's just going to be a myth. He's obviously injured at this time. He's due to be back mid-April. I just can't see it happening, man. I just can't see it happening. But we'll see what happens, man. Obviously, Casemiro's gave the call sign. He said, go and get my dog. But I don't think we go for him still, I'll be real. I think we allow that one day. We nip that to the side. It is where it is. So we'll see. He gets into more about Newcastle. Obviously, there's bare talks about Newcastle. It's going to be a big exodus because they're not getting Champions League. They've got a lot of good players. A lot of players are going to want to leave, etc. So this is what he goes and says. He says, Champions League and PSR may mean Newcastle need to make one big sell, but they're not likely to need a mass exodus of players in the summer. So we'll be surprised if they sanction the double exit of Bruno Guimarães and Tonali. Gordon and Livramento would likely to stay if one of the midfielders left in the summer. So you got to think about it. If we look at the links that we've just seen, 90 million is what they want for Tonali. It's probably going to be around the same for Guimarães. That's enough for them to be cool for PSR and all of this stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Champions League, PSR, they'll be cool. They'll be fine. So what he's saying is they make a big sell of one of them, they'll be fine for PSR. But then again, everyone might come in knowing that they need to sell someone and just offer them, what? I'm giving you 65 for Bruno G. What are you saying? Take it or leave it, and they're sitting there and then it's getting to the end of the market and they're considering it because they need it to not breach PSR, and then they take it. But they've got so much good players that I doubt that would even happen. Someone's going to come in for someone. There's talks about Livramento going to City, Tonali's linked with Arsenal, United, Gordon, he's linked with us, Liverpool. Everyone's linked with everyone. They've got a lot of good players that get linked with a lot of teams. So I don't think they will be sitting there. I think they will sell one of them. It's just about who. I think it will be Tonali because he's already put it out there from his agent. I want to leave this club. Like, get me out of here. So I think he will be the one to go because he's blatantly showing that he's not happy over there. But obviously, you just can see the situation. Tonali, he wants to go back to Italy. Italy are moving mad. They can't spend the money. Bruno G, who's really going to come from? Unless it's us or City, I can't see anyone going in there. Everyone's midfield looks a bit built already. Unless you're talking about someone like Liverpool, but I just can't see it happening. So we'll see what happens, man. But the exodus ain't going to happen the way we thought it would be. They didn't get Champions League. A lot of them will be unhappy. We want to leave and cut out. It's not going to be like that. So it is where it is. We get into the left-back areas. A left-back or a left wing-back could arrive at Man United in the summer. But there's also a possibility the club will look at a more versatile option like a left winger that can drop back. Somebody like DeMarco doesn't really fit the bill, and there's no indication Man United would go in that direction. Due to his age, it would be surprising if Man United were thinking of this valuation, of his valuation. So, yeah, DeMarco, we've been linked to him a few times as well, especially from like sources from what? From Italy. Remember, they're the weirdest sources as well. But let's look at DeMarco. Look, he's the same age as Guimarães. So Bruno, so you're giving us a whole script on Guimarães, saying his age. You're not mentioning his age, but you mention his age on DeMarco, and he's the exact same age, 28. Both of them are born in November. So I don't understand what he's talking about here. So I don't know, man. But DeMarco's been doing his thing. He's got a few assists, etc. I don't know who we end up going for. But it's going to be a bit strange who we do go for because there's talks about obviously Diomande and all of that. But I just left back, Dorgu. Maybe they're trying to let Luke Shaw just swivel out slowly. You know what I'm saying? Just melt away because Dorgu's obviously a left back. And then obviously you can go out there and get, who's the other geezer you can go out there and get? A DeMarco or something. And then that's the two left backs you're certified. Maybe that's a situation because Luke Shaw's going to have 1 year left on his contract in the summer. 1 year left. So maybe they're ready to let him go and they go out there and they get a left back. Maybe that's the situation. But yeah, that's the situation with DeMarco, man. He's basically saying it's a myth. We're not going to go out there because of his age. But he's the same age as my man. But look at this guy, how he's been playing over there in that league. Look at that. Greens, especially blues. Blues means excellent. Greens means good, great. Orange is average. Do you understand? Green means that was a good game. Blue is excellent, man of the match performances. This geezer's on a mad one right now, but because of his age, like I said, it might be a myth. Look, loads of greens, blues. So he's out there, he's doing what he needs to do, man. Big up the boy DeMarco, man. But I reckon if Amrin was still here, was still playing a three at the back, it'll be a different story, but we're not anymore. And as you can see, look at that. 22 games started, 14 assists, 6 goals, 20 GA in 26 matches. Crazy in the league this season. 20 GA in 26 matches as a left wing back. Bro, he's doing wonders over there, bro. Wonders. I know a lot of people will dim down the league and all of that, but bro, he's doing what he needs to do. So it is what it is. But we've been linked with him a few times. He's basically saying he don't think that we're going to go for him because of his age, but who knows, man? We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, I got more articles about different players. We've got this young youth as well. This young boy. There will be a mad race for Fulham, Sam Emissa. He's out of contract at the end of the season. Man United will likely be in the race. Arsenal's in it. Chelsea, one thing about them, when it comes to these young youths, they always beat them to us, bro. They always offer them more money. They don't care about offering money and that. And we're trying to be sensible. Chelsea always get them in the end, somehow. Do you understand? So I don't have no confidence. I don't know him anyway. He's a young gem. I don't know him, so I can't even big him up like that and say we definitely need him or anything like that. So it is what it is. But that's more or less what Ben Jacobs has come out to. There's obviously loads more, but that's a young youth. And then we got something else as well. What else did he say? He said he spoke about this young youth, and then he spoke about Yan Diomande. Obviously, if you don't know about Yan Diomande, he's literally our top target for left winger. Top target. The clubs in the race for Yan Diomande believe Leipzig are grandstanding and the price will hold out will be between 60 million and 80 million rather than the 80 to 100 they're asking for now. So right this second and in January, they've been asking for 100 million euros. So that's 85 million pounds. That's all they've been asking for. They're not having it. We want 85 million pounds for Yan Diomande. This geezer only went to Leipzig this season. Him and Sesko haven't even met. Remember, we just bought Sesko in the summer. He hasn't even met Sesko. Do you understand? They bought Sesko. He just came. So they just got him in. And you asked for 100 million straight away. No one even knew who he was. But everyone is saying we think it's going to get dropped to about 80 million euros max. If it's 80 million euros, that's about 70 million pounds. Not the worst. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But 85 million pounds, 100 million euros, that's Anthony all over again. And it's the Bundesliga. But look at that. Look at who he says that we're in battle with. This is where I don't really trust Ben Jacobs. I don't think he knows everything when it comes to German leagues and all that. I don't really get into him. I'm more like him when he's talking about the Prem. But he says Man United and Tottenham are the Premier League clubs that are locked in. But bro, since that, do you know how much other clubs have been involved? Fabrizio has been on this story the most. And he's been telling us there's bare other clubs involved. So my man's not even mentioning Liverpool, which is crazy. As you can see, look at this. Fabrizio speaking about Man United scouts, keep scouting him. We're going to have a huge summer, blah, blah, blah. Liverpool are involved in him as well. That's more on Diomande. Where is it? Look, I've got an article on him. Look, Man United, Tottenham, Liverpool, Bayern Munich are all interested. Fabrizio himself came out and he said, look at this. Yan Diomande is attracting serious attention with United and Spurs sending scouts multiple times, while PSG are also tracking him. Add Bayern to the race as well, with Company a big admirer. Expect his name to be one of the hottest topics. So Ben Jacobs don't even know that Bayern Munich and PSG is involved in this race as well. He's still talking about Tottenham and Man United. It was only us two in the beginning. And then since then, bare other clubs have got involved. Bare other clubs have caught wind. Yo, we know Diomande guy. Company. Remember what they do over there? Every single player. Bayern Munich just snatch everyone from their league. All the best players. What, Leipzig, you got a player there that we like? Come over here. They just get all the best players. It's weird. It's like PSG in France. All the players go to one team. There's no battle over there. So that's what he knows about it, Fabrizio, but he's only still saying Man United and Tottenham. Bro, if it's just us and Tottenham in the race, the team that could potentially get relegated, we've already won. Like, there's no battle for it. Let's be real. Him and Yan Diomande, him and Ahmad from the same country, they got the connections. They're both dogs. They're taking pictures together. Come on, bro. forget about it. So I don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, there's our 2 players that are injured. I'm going to show you an article in a second. That's very mad. It shows what's going on with our plans and what's changed. A lot of things have changed because of certain situations with the team, which I'm going to get into in a second. Make sure you lot are smashing the likes, my people, man. Subscribe as well if you're new. You know what I always say. But that's the Sandro. Big him up. You know he's injured. They said it was a minor thing. It's turned out he's still injured. Same with the late. Oh, it's minor. It's crazy. He's going to be back soon. We ain't seen him for about 4 months. Crazy. Since November, the last time we saw the late. So it doesn't make any sense. But cool. Smash these likes. Let me get a few more of these things. I'm going to leave this on the screen. That's more of the guys pulling up at Carrington today. They're getting ready for the game against Aston Villa. Belieber ASAP. All you do, Starkey, is come here every day speaking about Belieber, big man. Community fun show. Big up yourself, man. I hope you're good, man. So it's more him than our side. Osimhen's brother, if you want us them wages. Yeah, bro. You need to relax them wages. Definitely going to sign one of the left wingers. Godo and Jai. For me, I would take Barcola all day. Have you seen Barco? He is left back. Yeah. I see your comment still. I see your comment. I reply back to it. I see him. I've seen him a few times. I saw him when they played against Crystal Palace in the Conference League and they beat them 2-1. And I was watching him then. I'm like, this guy is a bit cold. He wasn't moving this mad for Brighton though, but he's wavy still. I like the way he moves. These United stand asked him about Santos. Ain't happening according to him. Big up Metch. Big up yourself, bro. I hope you're good, Mike, man. Metric community, Man United. Love, man. Appreciation. Don't want to scrub like Santos at my club. It don't even make sense. Bro, he won't even come into the thing. Exactly. Everyone's ballers. This is what I'm saying. He won't even come straight into the team. I don't get it. Stiller is also a good option. The Stiller stuff kind of died down though, but remember, Vivell was out here doing the recruitment. So either way, it can't really go far anyway if it's Vivell that's doing the recruitment. So it don't really matter anyway. But it has calmed a bit down. I feel there's a small chance we get Anderson because these links don't want to go despite City being front runners. Hopefully something is brewing. Yeah, like I said, hopefully it's a Declan Rice situation. You know, when Declan Rice turned around and said, I'm not going to go there and be second fiddle to Rodri and Gundogan and all of that. I'm going to go and secure my spot and try and win the league with this team. Instead of just being there, winning the league like Cole Palmer and Calvin Phillips, but you haven't even played no part. You've won a treble and you wasn't even playing no part. Cole Palmer didn't even play no part. It's crazy. Why do I feel like Anderson will be another Grealish? He goes for the money bag. I reckon we still, when we confirm, we'll see, man. I don't know what happens. We'll see. But I hope we get him, though. He's a baller. He is a baller. I reckon we go for Barcola over the unproven. But I feel like Diomande is the main target. It's coming out from too much people, bro. It's too much smoke without fire. I reckon Diomande is the #1 target. So I reckon, remember, you got to remember, Diomande and Barcola, it's more or less the same thing. You're taking a risk on either one anyway. But I don't think we paid the 80 million. And that's the article that just came out, that money will go down. You understand? That money will go down. And at this time as well, if you think about it, this is what Fabrizio said. He said, yo, at this time, Leipzig are not in the Champions League spot. So if they don't get Champions League, 100% it's going to be even harder for them to get whatever they want from him. Do you understand? So let me have a look there and we'll see. But yeah, look at that. The price is going to come down. So it's not going to be 100 million. So we'll see what happens. But let me see where Leipzig are even at. Look at that. They're 5th, 47, 47. So they could get Champions League to be fair. But when he did say it, it was just out of there. They could get Champions League. So it is where it is. But yeah, if they don't get Champions League, it's very likely that, bam, the price will drop even more. Because it's 80 million max, he's saying. That's what everyone thinks. He thinks that they're trying to hold out for 100 million euros. But, bro, he's already changed his agent. When you change your agent, you know what happens. You're getting ready for a move. You're getting ready to keep it moving. So that's what's going on with him. Smash the likes, my peoples, man. Come on, man. How we only got these small likes? You know we've been out here, man. 40 minutes. Let's get it, man. I agree, age kills. But if Bruno G was 25, I would exactly. Do you understand? I will take it as well. I don't care about the age thing, bro, because I still want to keep Bruno. Bruno's going to be 32 soon or whatever, 31. I don't care about the age. Harry Kane, look how much goals he scored. You know what I'm trying to say? But I hear it from their side. Remember, football's becoming very business, isn't it? It's like a business model now where you've got to sell players, get your money back, or it's their business now involved. Is Casemiro not decisive for us? Bruno G is nothing like Casemiro. Yeah, it's true. And we all watch Permanent Belieber, 90 million for Tonali with 0 goals, assists, even though it's good. That's what I'm saying. This is what we're dealing with now, though, isn't it? The inflation. It's fluctuated now. Anyone that's scored, especially when they look at you as a direct rival, they charge you an arm and a leg, bro. I'd rather take Belieber 50 million, Matthäus Fernandes for 50 million, that German wonder kid or Gumi, Gomez. Everyone's got their, obviously everyone's going to be different with who they want in the middle. Some people want Fernandes. I'm going to show you some stuff about Fernandes anyway. Let's get into it. But my people, smash these likes, man. Come on, man. Let's get it, man. So cool. So that's come out now. Let's cover some of the rest of the stuff now. So obviously within 23 hours ago, we got linked with this geezer, Elmas. This is from an Italian source. I always take them with a pinches of salt, literally. Man United have been monitoring Elmas. Obviously plays for Napoli. Conte, we've got a brilliant relationship with Napoli. McTominay, we sent him over there. Højlund. So who knows? But he plays in multiple roles. I don't think he scored that many goals over there. And that's already a red flag to me. If you're playing in these little leagues and you're not banging goals, I don't want you to come to the Prem. And you understand? Unless you're obviously Diddy. He's like an attacking midfielder and he could play on the left. So I think this is just another option that they're putting out there just in case. But I don't think Italian sources, like I said, bro, I just take them pinches. I just don't take them serious whatsoever. So it is what it is. That's obviously the Osimhen stuff that we just spoke about. If you just come in the chat, 130 million is the price tag that they've set for him. I don't know how true that is. He's already on 300k. Arsenal paid 280 to Havertz. So they might end up paying 300. I don't know. We ain't going to pay 300k for no striker. I'll tell you that for free. So we'll see what happens. But Ekwakoma is a weirdo. He's 1 minute he's on point. Next minute he just oversays things. Ryerson, this geezer, we've been looking at him for a minute. We've been linked with him for a minute. He's got 11 assists. He's around 26 million pounds. But what's the problem with Ryerson? Ryerson's got the same problem as DeMarco, as Bruno Guimarães. He's 28. Same thing. When you're 28 and these people are on the business side of things, they want some resale value. That's why everyone we're going for. You saw Dorgu. We went for him straight away, 24 million. So these guys will provide you something. And look at him. He can play left wing back, centre back, right wing back, right mid. But look how much assists he's got. 11 assists, 0 goals, 22 matches, which is impressive. Do you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. I just can't see us going for him. And he's 28, bro. I just can't. Ineos don't do that. They've signed one player that has been... The oldest player we signed was Mazarawi, and he was 26 when we signed him. So I don't think we go for him. This came out earlier from Damasio, another Italian source where you got to be skeptical of. He's saying that Arsenal is the front runner if Tonali stays in the Premier League, but he might prefer a return to Italy. Tonali also wants to prove himself to the Italian fans. So remember, we just saw what Ben Jacobs was saying. He was basically saying the same thing. He wants to go back to Italy. So I don't know, man, what's going to happen with Tonali, but we've been linked with him very, very heavy, where something might come out soon to say that we are going to go for him or we're not. But if we miss out on Anderson, I reckon we do go for Tonali, because it seems like we've got the 100 million there for someone. 90 million, it's there for someone. So Anderson, we miss out on him, we probably go for Tonali, and then we go and get a Belieber or Matthäus Fernandes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. This is some talks from Fabrizio when it comes to Rashford. This is what I tell you lot, that when they got no news, but we're so used to them, and this is their job where they want to look like they keep updating us. He's gone on his YouTube, Fabrizio, and basically told us what he told us last week, that the personal terms are very close to being done, blah, blah, blah. Barcelona are nearly fully agreed upon, 3-year contract. They want to do 3 10 million euro installments through club to club, but they're still trying to get the price down, because by the time he comes back to us, he's going to have 1 year left. We've heard all of this last week. And then it says United are firm on the 30 million euro with no intention to negotiate lower. We're not on it. We're not going to negotiate any lower. We're saying, bro, we made a deal when we sent him out on loan to you lot with no money. We didn't ask you for no loan fee. We said, just pay for his wages and you can have him, which they ended up doing. So we're not going to offer you, we don't want no money from you. But listen, if we do come back for him, 30 million euros, that's the deal, right? They said yes, they shaked on it. Now they're trying to do some madness. Big man, pay the money. Rashford returns to Man United if they don't pay the money. And there's loads of teams. Because of the way he's been playing at Barca, he's got like 12 goals, 10 assists in all competitions. Loads of teams, multiple clubs will be interested amid his strong performances at Barcelona. So we're cool. And the fact that Fabrizio is putting this out there shows that, yeah, Barcelona must be watching it and going, fuck. We can't sit there and go mad and say, he only wants us or have some sort of leverage. Bruv, just pay the 30 million and call it a day. You wanted to buy Nico Williams for 50 million pounds on his release clause, and he said no to you lot. Now you're trying to pay half that price and you're twisting and turning and oohing and ahhing. Big man, just pay the money. Please. Yeah, call it a day. What's this here? What, they taking the piss? Oh, love it. I just see something about Atletico Madrid. What are they doing? They're taking the mick out of Spurs or something. Peaky Blinders or something like that. Safe. Man's got Lookman in there. Now. Look, they're taking... I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what's going on over there. If they're taking the mickey out of Spurs or they just got their own little thing coming out. I don't know. But yeah, that's the situation with Rashford. And there's good chances of Rashford staying long-term at Barcelona despite reports of backup plans or uncertainties tied to finances and politics. Because remember, they got this elections coming up. What has that got to do with the 30 million euros, bro? The elections. So they're trying to put all these reports out, oh, because of the elections, the new president might not be able to pay the money and blah, blah, blah. Oohing and ahhing. We ain't got time for it, big man. Pay the money or send them back. Simple as that. So that's the situation with Rashford. And remember, we're even kind of upset now. We're sitting there, we're sitting there, we're scratching our heads saying, bro, how did we even agree a fee that was so low for this guy? Like, we went mad. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, this is what we're saying now. So there's no way. If this was the Glazers, they would have probably dropped the price by now. But Ineos, one thing about them, because they're so tight with money, you can trust them to not get bumped in the market because they are so tight. They don't have it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You see them taking people's jobs. And look, we put this report out on 18th of February. Man United Chiefs are regretting their decision to sell Marcus Rashford on the cheap. And they think 50 million pounds, 50 million is the price tag now. So that's like 58 million euros. And we're giving him to them for 30 million euros. We're regretting it. We're saying, nah, joke thing. We should have added a bit more on that now. See what I'm saying? So I can't see us knocking off a penny. So broke alone or whatever you want to call them, big man, just pay the money and keep it moving. Yeah? Forget about it, please. So yeah, we'll see what happens, man. But I reckon Rashford definitely goes. When he comes back in the summer, he's only going to have 1 year left. So we need to get rid of him as soon as possible. He's got 350k, especially if we're in Champions League. His money goes back up to where it originally is. It's mental. So we'll see what happens. This is more or less the article I showed earlier about Alex Crook. And he's basically saying, listen, we basically might sign a small name and a large name. So say Anderson, instead of going mad and signing 2 midfielders that cost about 200 million, we might just go out there and sign basically an Anderson and then a Mateus Fernandes or Hayden Hackney. That's what he's saying now. We might go out there and sign Hayden Hackney because them two are kind of cheaper. They're going to be about 30 million. If Fernandes goes down, he's going to be about 30 million. If Hayden Hackney goes, he's at Middlesbrough. Even if he was to come up to the Prem, he would still be about 30 million. So that's what he's saying. But Ben Jacobs, who is more or less his dad, let's keep it real. The only reason we know and we kind of listen to Alex Crook is because of Ben Jacobs. He's come out today and said totally different. Even if Kobe Mainoo signs a new deal, Man United will sign 2 elite midfielders with Casemiro leaving and the club open to a Ugarte exit. So I reckon we sign 2 elite midfielders anyway. So we get, let's just say we get, we go and get Anderson and then we got Belieber. Ugarte leaves, I reckon we got to get another one. Because you got to remember, we're in Champions League. We're in all fronts now. We're playing 4 competitions. So I reckon we got to go out there and go crazy anyway. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. This is some talks about Rasmus Højlund. Napoli could potentially do what Chelsea did with Sancho. Try engineer a way out of the deal. But that is unlikely. He has 13 goals in 35 games. Solid return for someone that is still young. I can see the point about wanting to see him in his system. I think every striker was doomed to fail under Amorim's system at Old Trafford. Højlund and Sesko struggled to play that role convincingly. I don't think Chibo Obi done any favours as well, but the chance of Højlund getting any chance are very slim. So you basically just told us a whole load of nothing again. Like, this is what I'm saying. I just don't understand these ones. You're basically saying that Napoli could have done what Chelsea done by opting out of the deal, but they can't, and it's very unlikely. So what was the point of saying it then? I don't understand some of these articles, man. They just come and just tell us nothing. So yeah, he's basically saying at the end of it anyway, that the system might have been the problem where every striker was doomed. So people might have asked him basically, yo, do you reckon there's any chance of Højlund coming back? And he said, nah, I don't think there's any chance that Højlund will come back. It's more or less done. That's it, simple. We'll just move on from there. There's talks about Enrique. Remember, a lot of people are saying, bro, we should go out there and get him. We're Manchester United. Go and get Enrique, blah, blah, blah. Enrique speaks excellent English and wants to work in the Premier League one day, but he also wants that to be with the right project in the right time. Whether United can convince him taking over at Old Trafford ticks that box is another question. For now, Carrick remains favourite. I think that is about right, but there's plenty of time left this season, and I wouldn't rule Enrique out just yet. So this is what I'm saying, where it just gets inflated. You got Ty Marshall, who knows a thing or two. I won't knock him down. He's come out and said Carrick remains favourite, which is easy to say. But then the same day that Carrick lost to Newcastle, the next day, sorry, we lost to Newcastle. What happened the next day? Ben Jacobs came out and said, I don't think we can call Michael Carrick the front runner for the job. So which one is it, bro? See what I'm trying to say? Everyone just going off feelings and how they feel. We've lost to Newcastle, 10 men. He can't be the front runner. No way. But before we lost to Newcastle, it was all Carrick. He's got good chance of getting the job, blah, blah, blah. See what I'm trying to say? Like, they just go off emotion, some of these journalists. They just go off what makes sense. Like, okay, well, he's lost now to 10 men. Everyone's angry. He can't be the favourite. But Ty Marshall's saying, bro, Carrick is the favourite. We don't know. Tuchel's out off the list now. Carlo Ancelotti's off the list. It seems like Nagelsmann is up there. Carrick, obviously, if you keep it going and you get Champions League, we carry on winning or staying in it, basically in the top 4. We've got 1 foot in already. I reckon he's got good chances, but I don't think any of these guys know what's really going on. They're just coming out here and saying loads. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So we move on from that. And this is Ty Marshall. This is him still speaking. And he talks about Andre Onana will certainly welcome another chance at United. It's difficult to see how he can challenge Sene Lammens. He has had these chances and he didn't take them. United will be desperate to find a buyer this summer. So obviously, Trabzonspor have had enough of him. They're going crazy. Their fans are kind of basically bullying him. It's literally getting sad. They're saying this guy is trash. We're literally playing with we're playing without a keeper. And we've literally got a thing. Look at this, because we bought him for 40 million. We need to get at least 25 million to not make a loss when it comes to PSR. This is what's going on with Onana. We're in mad places with this guy. We need to not get a loss on him on PSR, but I can't see how we don't. Literally, no one's going to want him. He's on 180, 190 a week. So he's on mad wages. Unless he takes a pay cut and he loves money, I can't see him taking a pay cut. But he thinks he's a bit deluded where he thinks he can come out and get another chance. I'm going to come back to Man United and fight for my place, he was saying. Like, he was saying some mad stuff. But Trabzonspor, look at that. Look, Man United have no plans to reintegrate Onana in the squad. And they plans to sell him. Look, no intention. Graham Bailey, he's not coming back nowhere. But look at him. He's putting these talks out. He wants to fight and re-establish himself. Brother, you're struggling at Trabzonspor. Just keep it moving, family. Please. Yeah, just allow it. So I don't think it's going to work for him still. I'll be real. I think it's just, he's got a bit of hope. But I reckon he's going to know. When he comes back and we just try and sell him, just keep it moving. And what was worrying as well was the Trabzonspor president came out and said this, 45 to 50 million euros is what Man United are demanding as the figure Manchester United for the purchase, blah, blah, blah. We cannot pay them sort of money. So he came out straight and said that. So if the president's saying that, you know it's a myth. It's not happening anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? And they're not really rating him over there anyway. So I don't know, man. But I don't even think about him anymore, which is a positive. Him or Bayende. Bayende ain't heard his name in ages, which just goes without saying. I think both of them leave. Even Bayende, he's going to want to go out there and get a little move or something as well. So we'll see. This is just Ben Jacob just telling us for the 100th time that we're going to sign 2 elite midfielders. That's our 3 main ones, of course. Anderson, Belieber, Wharton. You lot have heard that from me. You've heard that from all these journalists about 100 times. No point in getting into it as much. This is him just getting into Anderson. Because remember, everyone thinks he's going to go to City. Man United and Man City are both expected to go big. No one actually knows where he's actually going to go. It's not 100% yet. Blah, blah, blah. So we'll see. And then this is some talks about the boy. Look at this now. Man United have shortlisted both Real Madrid midfielders, Tchouaméni and Camavinga, as replacement for Casemiro next season. Man United will make important signings in midfield this summer. Dean Jones-Soccer is a weirdo. Like I said, he's not the most reliable. He's okay. He says one or two things that sometimes come alive, sometimes he doesn't. But let me tell you why this one makes a bit of sense. Why that one might have some legs in it. And this is why I like to keep stuff here, and I always show you what's happened before and try and make 2 and 2, etc. So he's obviously said that about where is it, man? Where is it? He's basically said that about Spain, about midfielders, etc. And we've had a little report that's came out not too long ago, a couple of days back, and it basically told us about the midfielders and who we're in for. And there was something that was telling us about we're in for some midfielders in Spain that would raise eyebrows. And it was from, I think it was from Andy Mitten or something. So, bro, it goes without saying. So if my man is saying that, it goes without saying that we're looking at someone that's obviously dilly in Spain. And who can you... There we go. Here we go. Look at this. Andy Mitten. He came out on the 6th of March and he said that Andy Mitten certified. And why I rate him as well is because he just talks about Man United. You know, all of these guys, they get confused. They do so much. Ben Jacobs, Fabrizios. Like, they got so much going on like they're doing now. They come and repeat themselves. Andy Mitten just comes out every week, once a week, does his little podcast with his mates. They all work for the Athletic, Ornstein, Lobby Whitwell and that. And then he'll tell us something. That's it. He's not on this trying to get paid off it. He's not trying to get clicks. He don't care. He just talks to his mates. They got a little pod. Done. Man United have got their targets, the players they're interested in. Some of them are public, some of them are not. They've got to gauge with who is prepared to come, especially if we get Champions League. Then we're in a position where we don't really have to gauge. It's just, yo, we got Champions League. That position's yours. What are you saying? So the midfield is the key one. They're looking at some of the players we've mentioned, Anderson, Wharton, Belieber. But there are others, a few in Spain, that would absolutely raise eyebrows. Who could that possibly be? I don't think we go for Pedri or anything like that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And if you look at that, someone's put Pedri, everyone's being optimistic in there. Who is it going to be? Pablo Barrios, you know, that Kiza, Camavinga or Tchouaméni, someone's put that in there. Everyone's guessing. Who could it be? Camavinga, it has to be. And remember, Camavinga, I've seen today, the Real Madrid team has kind of been leaked or something. He's not even starting. He don't even start over there that much no more. So you never know. And we was in for him before he went to Real Madrid. We was in for him. We're going to get him for 30 million euros, and then they went mad, and then he went Real Madrid. It was all over the place. Glazers, you know how they go. But yeah, so we're going to have, there's some in Spain that absolutely raise eyebrows. Who could you imagine that to be? I can only think of players like Camavinga or Tchouaméni. So it kind of makes sense where when you put 2 and 2 together, maybe they are the two we're looking at. And you got to remember, if Anderson says no, that 80, 90 million, whatever we're going to pay for him, has to go to someone that is as dilly, that is someone that is up and coming, that is certified, that you rate, that you know is going to get a good response from the crowd. Do you know what I'm saying? And if you look at Camavinga, what he's been up to, 23 years old, look at the greens. Oh my God, greens. He's just been excellent doing his thing in the games, as you can see. But he ain't really, look at that, 25th of February is the last time he played, 77 minutes, 64, 73. So he still does play, but there's been a few games where I've always caught him on the bench. And like I said, they've got a predicted lineup for today, and that I've just seen, and he's not even starting. So it could be a situation just like the Rodrigo one. Arsenal fans thought they were going to get him because he was benched for the first 5-6 games, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. But we're going to have, there's a few raised eyebrows in Spain if we don't get Anderson, Wharton, Belieber. Belieber seems like he's the easiest one we can get out of there. We finished 15th, and he still said, I want to come. I don't care. Lenny Euro's my guy, Mbumo's my guy, Onana's my guy. Let me get over there, please. He didn't care. Anderson, he's asking for Champions League. Wharton wants Champions League. Liverpool want Wharton. Manchester City want Anderson. Belieber just seems like he's waiting for us. Literally. So I feel like Belieber will get done. But if we don't get Anderson or Wharton, and then it could be a situation where it is a Tchouaméni or a Camavinga. So we'll see what happens, man. But Andy Mitten is solidified. And when he does talk, I listen anyway. I rate him. Do you know what I'm trying to say? He don't come out here and just gas for no reason. So cool. So for those that just come in, Zirkzee is eyeing a summer exit. That goes without saying. We more or less all know that. Let's get into this now. So look at this now. Murillo, we've been linked with this geezer a few times now. There was talks about if Harry Maguire was to leave, Murillo's a guy that will go for in the left centre-back role. Remember Martinez and all these guys, they're getting injured a lot, etc. And this has just came out just now by Pete Hall. Manchester United are now targeting centre-backs for the summer due to persistent injuries. Nottingham Forest Murillo, a standout option. He combines youth, Premier League know-how, and a no-ego attitude. Exactly what Ineos wants in big stage players without drama. Murillo isn't agitating for a transfer, but competition from Liverpool, Chelsea and Real Madrid could push for a move, especially if Forest get relegated. They're pissed. Centre-back wasn't the top priority and focus. Focus was only left-back, left winger, and obviously midfielders. But Lisandro Martinez is getting injured every other day. The Lit's ongoing back problem has changed that. Now we're looking at it saying, bro, we actually can't rely on these guys. Martinez can get injured any day. The Lit's been out for the longest. We might have to go out there and actually get Murillo now. And they weren't even looking at getting him right now. They were only going to get him if Maguire left. So before, the only talks about it was, yo, if Maguire leaves, we'll go and get that one there. But now it's like, bro, we actually might need him because, bro, we're looking at Euro or heaven every minute and they can't make mistakes. They're still young. So look at Murillo, 23, Premier League proven. He's got a contract of 2029. So they're going to ask for top dollar. He's not unhappy, etc. He does what he needs to do over there. Remember, you're playing for a team like Forest. He's got a lot of speed. He does his thing, man. He's a good player. I rate him. I rate Murillo. I'm not going to judge him on goals or assists or anything, but he's a good player. And 2 times in a row now, this guy saved. He's cleared it off the line in the last minute. 2 times when we played them. Both of the last 2 games, we played them at the City ground. He cleared the ball off the line. You know what I'm trying to say? Which is crazy. But yeah, man, so that's the situation. So that has changed a lot of our plans, as you can see. Do you know what I'm saying? Man United was not targeting centre-backs. Now we've switched it up and said, yo, you know what? We need to go out there and get a centre-back. Because these guys are moving mad. They're getting. Remember, Harry Maguire is getting a knock every minute. He came off against West Ham. He looked like he was injured. We don't know what's going on with these guys. So our centre-backs can't keep fit for now, bro. And before you know it, it's going to be just Euro and heaven. And then it's like, bro, we had that against Leeds and then they're making mistakes. You know what I'm trying to say? So we'll see. Matchday Fernandes, this geezer, we're looking at him, of course. They've apparently set a 65 million euros, apparently now. This guy was 30 million pounds. Especially if they get relegated, he's only going to be 30 million pounds. But now apparently they want 65 million euros. That's the price tag, especially if they get relegated, of course it drops. But that's what they're asking for now. So I don't know. Obviously, we've been linked with him a bit. A lot of people, it seems like it's more like from the fans, though. It's more like it's coming from the fans and journalists are putting it out there. Like Man United should look at him. But I don't think I've seen any certified reports from like Fabrizio or anyone like that saying, yeah, Man United are looking at Matchday Fernandes. It's more like fans are pushing it, like, go and get him, he's cheap. And do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. We'll see. But 65 million, I don't think I think that's way too much for him. Like, I don't think they do that for him. Amrin was pushing hard this summer to sign Watkins and Martinez as his preferred targets. Meanwhile, the club, Vivell, was advocating for Lamens and Sesko. Fast forward today, the club feels like they made the right decision. Both players have been able to push United into another level. So it goes without saying, man, Amrin just wanted the short-term fix. And I get it from him. You get it? Like, remember, he's there, he's thinking, I might lose my job. I'm not going to be here for the future. I need something now. He's looking at Watkins, he's looking at Martinez. They're Prem-proven. These two can come and flop. I want to save my job. So I get what he was doing still. I get what he was on. But it is where it is, my peoples, man. That's most of the news, man. That's most of the news. If you missed it or anything, I'll be here at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, just after Champions League with a 10-minute update with everything that comes out today all the way till the 9, 10 o'clock video. So make sure you're there. Smash the like, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. Love my peoples.
Some celebs pull up loco. You know we are mess, pull up mobos. They gon' be there on repeat, they're like, oh no. Where's the mix it up, let's take a photo now. But for now, I'm loco. For now, preserve the beat, I'm more loud. I said I'm more loud, I'm more loud. Can't touch down.